Hello everyone, I am in my chair, my nursing chair. Um, I realized that I didn't want to buy burp cloths or wipes or anything like that, and I have a bunch of leftover fabric. So I figured, why not make my own burp cloths and my own wipes? I do plan on going as cloth as possible. I like cloth better, and I'd like to keep that going. I think it's softer on the skin. I think it's more useful, it's more durable, it's less wasteful. So yeah, I'll show you what I have, what I'm going to use, and then I'll show you how I do it. It's really, really simple. Yeah, anyone can do it. I hand sew everything because I don't know how to use a sewing machine. I I need someone else to like fix it up for me, and then I can sew, but that's it. So I just hand sew everything. So this is, I guess, my how to make burp cloths and wipes. I have various absorbent material. Most of it is cotton. So I have my thread scissors for cutting the thread, my sewing needles, and my fabric scissors. Only use fabric scissors on fabric. Pro tip. I'm going to put these there. And I have a cotton shirt that I tried to dye and paint. It turned out nothing like I wanted it to. So I'm turning it into a burp cloth. And then this bag just has a bunch of threads and yarns and stuff for me to sew. I use pretty thick cotton thread. I always have. I've never used thin, the super thin threads because I just never have. What am I going to do with this? I can't. Well, I suppose I could make it like a baby cocoon with it, which I will be making. But, you know what? I think I am going to save this for the baby cocoon because it's a good fabric. It's just messy. So I'm actually going to put that to the side. Anyway, next is a small patch of fabric that, the same fabric I used to customize my bassinet. Again, cotton. It's just nothing but cotton, really. I have a lot of cotton. I like cotton because it's breathable, it's absorbent, it's sturdy. So, yeah. Last but not least, I got this onesie, and I thought it was cute. I thought it was cute, and it still is cute. But I don't want to have her wear it. I'm looking at it again. It's like, eh. So it's really, really soft. It's really soft. Good fabric. So, and it has snaps. I can make use of the snaps. So I will be using this for, like, wipes, probably, more than likely. Okay, so now that we're past that, let me move my water. I don't have a workspace. You can use exact measurements for this if you want. I'm not going to put too much importance on that because it's going to be used for wiping a butt and catching vomit and stuff. It's not that important. When I get to making the baby cocoons, that'll be different. But for wipes and burp cloths, I'm not using exact measurements. So, just gonna start cutting. Let's see. I'm using my computer camera because I'm hoping I can show you what I'm doing. My phone will not go at this angle, so there. Good enough, I guess. Anyway. So what I'm going to do is, I'm actually going to cut the sleeves off. And now we have a sleeveless onesie that we are now going to cut down the seam. And we'll cut the sleeve up here. And there we go. God, I hope this isn't too long. Anyway, cutting down the next side. Best. So now, cut down the next side. Okay, so there we have two little onesie things. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off the parts that have the snaps and use the snaps for trying out making a diaper or something like that. I'm sorry for the poor quality, guys. I am doing my best. And then all we're gonna do, I think we'll just cut the legs off and discard them. And now we have a flat, squarish thing to work with. So cut the arms off of this. So there we go. See, it's pretty much a napkin already. This one, I'll just have to cut through the top here. Like I said before, I'm not focused on perfection. So I'll use this one for a napkin. Now, this is a burp cloth actually, not a wipe. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it this size and then cut another fabric to size. So, excuse me. Getting started, let's find a fabric that would go all right. Yeah, I'll use this one. Use my t-shirt. Oh, there's another fabric that I'm... So. Clean this up a little. Okay. Oh. There we go. So, just cut accordingly, adjust to the acid reflux of being pregnant really is the worst. Like I have been dealing with this for months now and it's not going away. It's horrible. Normally when you sew something, you want to leave like at least 3/4 space to work with. But that's like if you're making something that's supposed to fit, you know, like a shirt or a dress or a mattress, like a little stuffing pillow. But you don't need to do that with these. That's good enough, I think. So, now, honestly, I have them both inside out, I believe. This doesn't matter. So, now you just sew it together. Sewing stuff, sewing stuff. Now, I have a particular needle I use basically all the time, which is the one that's. It's this one. The rest of them I almost never use, but they're nice to have. So, there's the eye. So, just find the beginning wherever it may be. Cut out a fairly long piece of string um, because you need a lot of string. Okay. And the way I thread my needle is with this particular thread is because you see how it's kind of loose a little. I use my teeth and flatten it. That way it just goes through with relative ease. It's not always perfect, but there we go. And I remember I was complaining about something to my mom when I was sewing something around her. I was complaining about how the strings would intertwine and how it would just mess up my sewing. And she said, you don't have to make sure the sides are even before you tie it. Once you tie it, it'll get even. That's not true. um, make sure that the sides of the string are even because otherwise it'll get tangled up in itself and it'll cause you more problems than not. And moving on. I double knot my string. Double knot is perfectly fine. I have a velvet shirt that I sewed with this exact method that I sewed about 7 or 8 years ago, and I have not had to do any patchwork. I've done yard work in it, I've washed it in the washing machine several times, and it's perfectly fine. So, moving on, get to the sewing. You start at one corner and just poke it through. You may have your particular stitch. I tend to go with a very, very simple, just go around stitch. I'll be taking pictures to hopefully have more high definition of what it looks like, because I don't know names of stitches. I really don't. I am a hand sewer. There's only 2 stitches I am physically capable of doing. And they work out fine for me. Now, I do have pins to keep things in place, but this fabric seems to be holding itself together pretty well, I guess, due to the difference in textures. But normally I would put pins to keep the fabric in place, but I'm not worried about that. This part will take a while, but if you have a sewing machine and you want to use your sewing machine, by all means do it, because it will be a lot faster. But I find hand sewing very therapeutic, so I do hand sewing. And I will likely fast forward through the rest of this because I'm almost done and there is nothing else to explain. So I will do that. I will have to um, use some more thread at some point, but I showed you how how I thread my needle. Um, yeah, there's nothing else really. Nothing else to explain. Nothing else to show. This is what it looks like. Like it looks like a sewn piece of fabric. So stay tuned for those baby cocoon videos, because I see a lot of like knitted cocoons and crocheted cocoons, which are adorable, but I haven't seen much for fabric. So I think that'd be a good thing to at least try out. I mean, I know there's a specific pattern, but I don't really like that pattern, so I'm going to try a different pattern and then give that a go. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you liked my video, please leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you'd like to see more content. And yeah, I'll leave my social media in the description. I made a Facebook account for this channel. So I have 2 social media things for you to follow if you wish. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. I forgot to show you how I tie off when I'm done with my thread. So what I'm going to do is keep sewing until okay, so I'm almost done here. So what I do, you see this last little loop here? You thread the needle underneath. Hold on. You thread the needle underneath and then kind of pull but leave a little space for another loose loop. And then, ow. And then you thread the needle through that loop. So it's kind of like a little knot. Kind of pull and then thread it through that there's a little opening here. And then you pull tight, if that makes sense. If it didn't, I'm sorry. But basically, you're tying a knot with the needle. And then that's it. It will not move. Is almost finished, See? It's almost finished. So, yeah. Oh my god, I'm horrible. And what you're going to do afterward is, after you're done sewing, you just flip it. Flip it outward. And I'm not done sewing on the opposite sides, but literally all you do is flip it inside out or right side out, and then you have your wipe. It's